Hi, I'm Susan Beck,
And I'm Kay Hickman.
and we've been working on our This and That embellishment sampler.
We have been working on a variety of techniques, but today we're going to be working on how to join these blocks together.
We don't want to join them the traditional way with the seam allowance because some of these swatches are bulky. So we have a flat joining technique that uses a zigzag stitch, and we're going to use a number 10 edge stitch foot. And the reason we're using it is because this blade in the center of the foot will help us when we join our blocks, and I'll show you that when we get to the machine. Now we have a few fabric blocks here that represent our sampler. These all have the fusible fleece on the back, just like our technique blocks, and we're going to join these in rows. So you would arrange your blocks, trim them to size, and then put them in either horizontal or vertical rows depending on how your sampler fits together. And we will join these two for the first row, these three for the second, and then we have a solid piece for the third. Take two edges and put them side by side, one on each side of the blade of edge stitch foot number 10. And this will keep the blocks from overlapping as we zigzag them together. You want a medium zigzag stitch. You can use any thread because we will cover this up. And then you're simply going to zigzag one side of the stitch going into the first block, the other side going into the second block, so it holds them together. You continue that, putting together each row, and then joining the rows until you have a complete sampler. Position the ribbon over the zigzag stitching and do the short edges first so that the longer edges can cover up the ends of the short edges of ribbon. So we did all of the horizontal seams first, and then we're doing the vertical ones and covering up those ribbon ends. I'm using a straight stitch, and I'm adjusting the needle position so that it stitches exactly on the edge of the ribbon. The edge of the ribbon is aligned with the blade of the foot. We're using that same number 10 edge stitch foot, and that makes it easy to get a stitching that's perfectly parallel to the edge.
This is one foot, Susan, that I think everyone should have. It has so many uses.
It does. It's a very popular foot. And one thing I always say about this foot is your sewing skills improve immediately. You do the same thing you've always done, but the foot will help you do it better.
Even to top stitching around collars and
Yes.
jackets and all kinds of things.
It's very useful.
On our sampler, we have used two different ribbons at one time. So we started off using just the purple, the light purple background, just as Susan showed us. But then we did an additional dark purple layer directly over that, just to add a little more interest.
It's a great accent.
It certainly is fun.
And now that we have our sashing in place, our sampler top is ready to be finished. So for more tips on using edge stitch foot number 10, visit your local Bernina dealer today.